My name is Fenton Ruparanganda, and I'm doing a PhD with TAL, specifically in science and mathematics, specializing in biology. And I'm from Zimbabwe. I think all of you are well aware that Zimbabwe is within Southern Africa. And in Southern Africa, we've been having a lot of problems in terms of HIV and AIDS. And this has affected, especially in my own country, Zimbabwe, the farming towns. Zimbabwe is an agro-based country. Therefore, if you look at the mining towns, the agricultural towns, these towns have got high population. And this is where we are mainly having problems with HIV and AIDS. But the problem that is actually there is that those who are being affected, the majority of them right now are adolescents. And this has been a contagious issue within the country. But if we look at it, there is a little bit of a problem that is there in terms of where,
Mr. Fenton.
Where are these?
Mr. Fenton, you're not moving your slides. Okay. Are you not able to move?
Yes, I will move them.
Okay.
I will move. Don't worry. Okay.
You got 15
I'm just
minutes.
giving a background.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
Continue.
So, all right. So what is happening is that these youths, where should they be actually getting the information about sexuality and reproductive health issues so that they are not affected by HIV and AIDS? So what I did was to try and find out how schools, because right now all the systems that were there in our own culture, we say the elderlies, whom we term the debtors and so on, they were usually the people who would pass information about sexual and reproductive health to these adolescents. But right now, because of modernization and so on, this has been left mainly to the schools, and the schools are the ones that are supposed to be sensitizing these secondary school kids about sexual and reproductive health. So this particular study sought to find out the extent to which the schools are helping in sensitizing the school pupils about the sexual and reproductive health. And how did we do it? I did do it by analyzing how the curriculum is raising awareness to the children or to the kids concerning the sexual and reproductive health. But for a person to be really learning about this, there are three things that need to happen, which are you need to have the knowledge about what we are talking about, which is the sexual and reproductive health. You need to have the skills, and last but not least, change the attitude after all these have been acquired. That's the process of learning. So what we then did was to analyze whether the curriculum is actually providing the students with the knowledge, with the skills, and creating the necessary or the correct attitudes that they should have in terms of the sexual and reproductive health. So this is what we are looking at in this study. And what did we analyze? We only saw that the curriculum was only giving knowledge, but the students, in terms of sexual and reproductive health issues, they were not in a real sense given the necessary skills and given the correct attitudes that they do have. And this has been mainly because of not having an open discussion between the secondary school students and all the other stakeholders, whether they are parents, whether they are the teachers, and so on. And that was the main problem that we did analyze. Then the research problem, as I did say, there are many misconceptions that are there. And when you talk about, especially in Zimbabwe, you talk about sexual and reproductive health, people become skeptical. What are you going to be teaching our adolescents? Are you not telling them to indulge in sexual activities and so on? And because we are a multicultural country, it creates also problems, because when you bring in different cultures, then you are bound to have clashes in those cultures, and there is need to try and make sure that everyone understands what is happening in this issue. Therefore, the school curriculum right now is the only very powerful tool that we can use in order to disseminate this information to everyone, in terms of wherever they come from, their religion, and so on. So this study sought to determine whether the biology syllabus is actually sensitizing the pupils on sexual and reproductive health. Then from there, the method itself, this was a case study. I did collect data from 3 schools. 2 of them were day schools and 1 was a boarding school. Then the tools that I did use, I did data collection using a questionnaire, interviews, and lesson observation to see the methods that the teachers are actually using when they are imparting this. Okay, and then I did have a sample of 5 teachers and 60 biology students, and the total number of participants were 65. 34 of them were males and 31 were females. And out of the 5 teachers I did deal with, I had 1 unqualified teacher, and that may create a problem in terms of him or her understanding how the sexual and reproductive health issues should be dealt with. Then from there, the questionnaires, they did have a series of questions that I did ask, and among them were the barriers to the teaching and learning of sexual and reproductive health issues, where they can get the information, whether they have got sources and so on, whether they have got cultural and religious barriers that forbid them from discussing sexual and reproductive health issues clearly. I think for most of you, you are aware, like if you look at certain religions, they will say, okay, no, the use of such a method is not appropriate in our culture, or certain teachers will say, I won't be able to teach this particular topic because my religion or my culture forbids me to do that. So from the results, the research findings showed that secondary school pupils are not knowledgeable on the sexual and reproductive health issues. And also, the results, they did show that students only have theoretical background of certain issues concerning the sexual transmitted diseases, but they don't have real life skills to solve problems related to sexual and reproductive health. And the main barrier that is there, as I did explain, is of communication. There isn't any effective teaching of the sexual and reproductive health issues, emanating mainly from religious beliefs and cultural beliefs. And also, very few students did say that they do openly discuss with their parents sexual and reproductive health issues. And therefore, it seems as though students are left on their own to discover these sexual and reproductive health issues. From there, the conclusion of this particular study was that very few students are openly discussing reproductive and health issues with their parents and teachers are not open enough, don't want to discuss sexual and reproductive health issues openly with the students. Therefore, the recommendations that I did put are that parents and teachers should openly discuss the sexual and reproductive health issues with the students. We do have also the health unit, which is within the Ministry of Health. This department should try and work hand in hand in schools in trying to remove these barriers. Otherwise, there will be a problem in trying to curb the HIV, which is then related to the sexual and reproductive health issues. And also, teachers should be well trained in dealing with the sexual and reproductive health issues, because some of the teachers did indicate that they were only told that they should teach this subject called the HIV, living with HIV, but they don't have any form of training in terms of that. And then the literature that I did use, these are the 5 major literature that I did use. Thank you very much.